what to expect when applying for a business loan today on the Daily Ish Show.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition, liftoff.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Ish Show, a show not just for rental housing providers, but anybody looking to get a little bit more white space on your calendar. It is a great day. Happy Friday. It's so nice to see you. And we are in some beautiful, beautiful weather. Pretty much, I've got coaching clients from coast to coast and border to border, and everybody's just saying that the weather's been actually pretty nice all over. So hopefully that is true for your neck of the woods. So today, what are we going to be talking about is what to expect when applying for a business loan. I get this question a lot, and I know that many of you know I have a background in banking, in accounting, and in banking, and I went through a 12-step program, so now I know how to actually talk with human beings. But I say that in true jest. I not to diss any of my fellow banking brethren out there. You guys do good work. I'm just teasing, but bankers aren't necessarily known for their personalities. But what to expect when you apply for a small business loan? And this is back in my days as a commercial underwriter. So I used to do this. And I answer this question a lot for different folks, not just people who want to buy rental properties or whatever, but even if you're in small business. But the problem is there's a lot of misinformation around how small business loans actually work and how you get them, right? So I'm going to do my very best to explain this deep, dark underworld in the next couple of minutes. But first off, let's talk about what a small business loan is. Look, if you're talking about using funds that are going to help you fund your lemonade stand, right? Or the idea for a lemonade stand that you have, well, look, any kind of loan is going to would suffice for that, right? But if on the other hand, you're looking for a loan that is going to be in the name of the business, okay, one that's specifically in the name of your business, Joe's Lemonade Stand, that's a little different. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So there's a lot of things to add to the confusion. And this is because, like, for example, in the world of credit cards, there's a lot of credit cards that claim to be business cards, but really are just personal cards that are in disguise. The underwriting is actually no different than if you were applying for a personal credit card. Okay. They're going to pull your personal credit report. They're going to ask you all the same questions as if you were applying for a personal card. And they might put the name of like a DBA, doing business as, on the credit card. That's it. Right. But here's the reality. They're still going to report to the same credit reporting agencies as before. Right. A true business card is not going to do that. And the problem is that there are business loans that wear the same disguise and are nothing more than personal loans that are using the same underwriting. Okay. So just make sure you read the disclosures, because that's where they're going to say, hey, we're going to report to credit reporting agencies, et cetera, et cetera. That's going to be a dead giveaway that it's just a fancy credit card that's being cleverly marketed and saying that is actually a business card when it actually isn't. Okay. So let's talk about looking for funding actually in the business name. So in reality, there are a lot of times, like, I'm going to get this question as a strategic life and business coach. The real question is, how can I borrow money as an LLC? That's the real question. All right. So with that question in mind, let's pretend that you're applying for an actual business loan, okay, which would involve making an application maybe with a bank, and it could be an online bank. I'm not saying that they can't be legit if they're online, but it's making an application with a bank or maybe a private money lender that is going to ask you very specific questions about your business. All right. It's just going to feel different. It's going to feel different than a personal loan. All right. Let's talk about how that is. They're going to ask you for specific information about your business, right? They are going to ask for financial statements. They're going to ask specifically for an income statement and a balance sheet. Sometimes an income statement is also known as a P&L. I did a show on that last week, I believe, in terms of the difference between an income statement and a P&L. Guess what? There is no difference. The same thing. It's just one's more of an accounting phrase and one is just more of a common phrase. But a P&L, income statement, profit and loss, they're all the same thing. But they're going to ask you specifically for an income statement and a balance sheet because they want to see that the business is financially viable. So don't be surprised if they're going to ask for supporting documentation for the assets and the liabilities on your business. Basically, the things you own, right, the assets, and the things that you owe, which are the liabilities. Okay. If you're showing that you have $200,000 in your business checking account, they're going to want to see the bank statements that show that to be true, right? So depending on the loan amount, if you're asking for a lot of money, the lender, and what's a lot of money? Well, it's in the eye of the beholder. It could be 200,000, it could be 500,000, it could be a million or more. It's going to depend on the lender. But depending on the loan amount, they may ask you for accountant prepared financial statements. These are known as compilations, reviews, or audited financial statements, each one having a higher level of scrutiny, meaning they're going to be testing certain accounts. And because with a higher level of scrutiny also means a higher level of cost to put those things together. All right. Something else to consider is that these loans can be secured with collateral or unsecured, meaning that there is no collateral. Now, if you have collateral, it's going to be discounted. Now, what that means is they're going to take some value off of it. All right. So if it's going to be discounted, sometimes as much as 50%, depending on the collateral. So let's say, for example, you have $100,000 piece of property. If they're going to discount it by 50%, that means they're only going to loan against $50,000 of that value of that collateral, right? Makes sense. What are some other things they might loan you against? They might loan you against accounts receivable. They might loan you against inventory, right? They might, if you have some vehicles, right? Those are equipment that you could loan against as collateral. So those are the sorts of things. But they will generally discount that depending on the type of collateral that it is. Again, talked about real estate. Real estate, again, many people who are in real estate watch this show. They might discount that 25 to 30%. Whereas inventory and accounts receivable might be discounted more. All right. But whatever the collateral, be prepared for them to file a lien against that collateral. And they can also file something called a UCC filing or sometimes called a UCC1, just depending on the nature of the collateral. All right. Something else to be prepared for is they're going to ask for what is your SIC code or your NAICS code. These are two different systems in terms of how they actually will say, all right, what does your business identify as? Like, are you lessors of residential property? Are you a manufacturer or whatever else it is, which is basically the industry classification number that your business is in. You can go to the NAICS lookup on the internet to find out which is the one that's closest to your business and have it ready to give to your lenders. It's going to make you appear much more organized. And finally, they're going to ask you for personal information. Yes, even though this is a business loan, they are going to ask you for personal information. They're going to ask for things like several years of tax returns. They are going to pull your personal credit report, and they're going to have you fill out a personal financial statement for the things that you own, right? And the things that you owe out. Why is that? Because even though the business might be viable, they need to make sure that your personal finances are not a total barn fire. So yes, even though you gave them all that business information, they're still going to likely require your personal information to complete their underwriting, and they may still require you to sign your name on the bottom line as a guarantor. That is all I have. So hopefully you found this a little bit helpful. If you have some questions, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. I'm happy this is my jam. I love talking about this stuff and happy to help you any way that I can. But that's really all I have. We're going to go ahead and get our weekend started here in a little bit. Next week, I don't know that I'm going to be able to do the Daily show. I'm going to try to get it done early, actually, because next week I'm going to be speaking at the OREA conference, the National conference, held by OREA. So I'll be out there on Thursday and Friday. So I'm looking forward to it. I know there's a couple folks who watch this show who are going to be out there. So I look forward to meeting with you. But that's all I have. So please be sure to place a value on your free time, because if you don't, someone else will. But most important, there is no amount of money that will make time irrelevant. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you next time.